if that boy Rahlo was in the building right now, he would ask us a question. He'll say, "Hey, fellas, what time is it? It is time for the feature topic of the week."
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Feature topic of the week. You saw the thumbnail all week. You know what weekend. You know what time it is. The feature topic: should a man fulfill a woman's intangible lack? Nah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I want you to start off, but I did a poll. And I asked the question: should a man fulfill a woman's intangible lack? And 100% of the people said no. 100% of the people said no.
100%.
100%.
We can go home.
100. Yeah, we can go. Let's go home.
We can go
Let's
home.
go home.
Let's
Like
go home.
He needed that. Said, great topic. The comprehensive man is something that should be talked about more often. That's a fact. That is a fact. The comprehensive man. We always talk about the Pookies and the Ray Rays and all that kind of stuff. But season 3, we elevating our topics, we elevating our content, and the comprehensive man is something that's not talked about a lot, and we do need to talk about it more often, just in general. So I agree with that 100%. Gentlemen, floor is yours, dog. Should a man fulfill a woman's intangible lack?
As I agree with the poll, though. I do want to say this, though. It's a fine line to get there. To me, only because is that we are not perfect, and I do want to say that, like, we're, you know what I mean, we all have a lack in somewhere. We do, you know what I mean, we all have things that we need to improve on. We all have things we need to change and correct in ourselves. So I want to say that first off, we're not talking down to people that have, you know, those type of, has an intangible lack that, you know what I'm saying, that either cannot be fixed or has been happening for a long time. And we just like, yeah, we're not, you know what I'm saying, we're not doing that. However, there are some things that you should know as an adult. There's some things you should know as a requirement for a relationship.
You should
know. Those things. And nobody should be an ability to teach.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Right. Those things, the ones that the total just fight the foundation of, like, just being nice to people, like being kind. Like, you don't have to be kind.
No.
Just being kind. We talked about it. Benevolent. Like, just being kind to others.
Yeah. Like,
that's something that you should just be as an adult. Now, you can have your opinion about society, how people are. I get it. But if you're just walking into a place, you know what I'm saying, that you know, that just serves, you know what I'm saying, whatever, coffee, whatever, you would expect that person behind the counter to have some type of benevolence.
Facts.
You would just expect that, right? Like, you know, just how you doing? Hey, real quick, how can I help you? That's just a nice thing. You know what I'm saying?
Brazil, did you want some sugar with that tea?
Thank you. In time,
anytime
like,
to that
that's
time,
just
right?
And a stub, please. And a
stub. We like your stub with your tea. I would bring it to your table at once.
It's just a basic amount of it. You're not even talking about just, oh my God, we're not even talking about it not being pious. I'm not talking about that. Just being kind. Like, that's just a normal thing. And that's just a normal requirement to be an adult. If you don't have that, you know what I'm saying, the respect for others, you know what I'm saying, just normal basic stuff. Just morality as a basic understanding. Those are not teaching. So when I'm thinking of intangible lack, I'm talking about the lack of the foundation attributes that you should have in normal life and expectancy of relationships. Those normal things. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just it. You know what I mean? You can work on stuff. You know what I'm saying? But just the normal basics. Like, if you don't have that, then should a man fulfill that? No.
Right.
Look, I'm done teaching.
Yeah.
I'm done teaching. Like, I'm through with if I see you don't got it, I'm just gonna walk away. I ain't gotta be mean to you. I don't have to be disrespectful. I'm just not gonna be around. Like, that's just it. If you got something to work on, you just got something to work on. If you ask me, I'm gonna tell you that shit.
Right.
Like, that's just it. Like, you know, all due respect. I'm not even trying to be, you know, are you mean? You telling people where they are? Yes, I am. I'm doing that out of love. I respect. Like, look, hey, you just ain't got it all. You need to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
This is why. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to be, you know what I'm saying, a good friend at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it is what I'm not teaching anymore, man. I'm not going through and be like, hey, you know, when a man is like this, a woman I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that no more, dog.
Wait, dog. I see when a man, I ain't doing this shit, man, bro. You
know what I'm saying?
On my time.
And people think that we should band-aid their issues. You know what I'm saying? And their issues are usually, I said this before in previous season, they think we should band-aid their issues. Those issues are usually intangible.
Mm-hmm.
Those issues that we talk about usually intangible. The inability to trust, the lack of being kind, you know what I'm saying, the lack of femininity, the lack of submission. Those are, you know what I mean, your aggressiveness. You just all over those things. Like, I'm not teaching the fact that you need to do this. If you can't figure it out, and if you don't think you got a problem, it is what it is. You know why? Because life will let you know eventually.
That's a fact.
They just will. It will let you know eventually. You might be just as fine, and then your life come crashing down off of your intangible lack. It just might come crashing down, or it might be an event to really expose you, and you can't do nothing about it but look at it. That's how life is.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it really is. You reap what you sow. You build enough. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? The more you effort around, the more you find out.
Yeah,
that's just what it is. So, you know, like, no, we're not, you know, I don't think a man should do that, because in fact, what in one instance you're saving. That's really what you're doing. You're saving.
Captain,
you know what I'm saying? You're trying to. The power is yours, right?
I am Captain. Go man.
Anyway,
by
so
these names combined. By these holes combined. No. I am Captain.
You're saving, man. Like, you don't want to be in a saving position, because, you know, those people that has the lacking originally, all they're gonna do is expose another lack and make you be the director of it. That's all they're gonna do. Like, once you fix one thing, you gotta fix something else, and you become the savior of them. Like, and it doesn't. And it doesn't work, dog. Like,
man.
So no, you know what I mean? Like, and it goes the other way. I don't know what's wrong with you women. I don't. It goes the other way.
It really do.
You're not fixing a dude.
No, you don't want to raise another boy. You don't want to raise another man, do you?
Right. That's why the Bilderberg concept is so stupid. You're not raising. Why would you raise a man?
Exactly.
Why would you fix his, you know what I'm saying? His ability to be a man, like anything, those foundational attributes I was talking about.
Hell yeah.
Why are you doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you do that for? And you have women that do that and be like, you know, he can't live his life without me, and get some type of satisfaction out of that. I don't understand.
It's the most.
He can't live his life without me.
Counterproductive, counterintuitive thing I've ever experienced.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna go to a comment real quick, right? So, if I can, Jay. So this comment right here, Chantrice Hill said, that's the problem these days. People don't want to do the introspective work on themselves and take the accountability for their lack, then work on it. Okay, now I want to unpack this comment real quick, because I agree with this comment, but I want to go further. The accountability. See, we talk about accountability, but there's an aspect of accountability that we don't talk about, which is consequence. Society does not push consequences on women, so they can dispel. They can be dismissive when it comes to accountability. The reason why is because the law itself will not uphold women to be accountable for certain things. Even when it comes to the prison system, a woman can do the same crime as a man and have a lower sentence. So, although I agree with that, that's the reason why you see it so much. That's the reason why you see it practiced, the lack of accountability, the lack of doing the work, because there is no one to be able to hold consequence on women. I did a study, man. I was doing some research, and I was researching women and men who go to therapy. And do you know that 70% of the time women will quit their therapy before men? They will stop doing the work before men do. Men have a proclivity to commit longer in therapy opposed to women. Let me tell you something. When I read this study, man, it blew my mind. Because for some reason, the narrative is with men that we have a lack of commitment. We like to cheat all the time, blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. Right. When it's BS, it is BS. The reality of it is this: is that men and women, when it comes to relationship, they cheat most of the time around the same time, same period of time, or the same amount, same rate, almost. It's like a 2%, 3% difference. However, there is a lack of support that happens. Support, intangible. That thing right there. A comprehensive man who finds a supportive woman, he will give her more time. He will give her more attention. He will even bring things to her that he normally wouldn't talk about. Because he knows that the level of support that this woman has is conducive to the capacity of man that he is.
That's true.
And so oftentimes the reason why these women, especially modern women of this day, the modern women, the reason why they have such a hard time taking accountability and owning it and working and doing the work is because there is no consequence for it. We know that men know that if we don't do the work, if we don't become better as men, we know that everything that we are responsible for will crumble under us. That's a consequence that we would have to pay for. Women know they don't have no consequence because there's no consequence pushed in society at all. Give me one. Give me a consequence that's pushed. The state of Tennessee, we talked about this last season in Coffee Conversation. The state of Tennessee has to make DNA mandatory at birth simply because women in that state in particular were doing maternity fraud. Putting men's names on birth certificates, knowing that they were not the father, and having them pay child support, putting them in the rearage. Some of those men went to jail. And those women who did it, and they found out the women who did it, those women did not go to jail, did not get fined, nothing happened to them. No consequence. So this is the reason why you see a lot of women, some of the women that you may know or may not know. Some of the women that listen to us are very mature, very comprehensive women. Some women are finding out things. They're like, you know what? I never heard these men talk like this before. This is interesting. I mean, we get a lot of different types of women that see our show, and we love all of you all. But let's not get it twisted. There is a lack of consequence. That's the reason why a man should not fulfill the intangible lack in you. Should he do it? Absolutely not. Because there is a lack of consequence for you. It's not even pushed on a societal level. Not even pushed on a societal level. Look what happened to your girl over the summer. What's her name? With the C, the one that saw the baby on the side of the road, and she was kidnapped. And everybody knew she was BSing except women. All the women like, okay, they better look for her like she was a white girl. They was looking for her. And guess what? She lied the whole time. And what happened? What happened? You see what I'm saying? I think to this day, they're trying to find some sentence for? They're trying to, yeah, sure. It's a slap on the hand. It's a slap on the hand. Now, what if she got kidnapped for real? And then on top of that, when the situation happened, they immediately said that it was the boyfriend who probably did it when the boyfriend had nothing even to do with it. She was stealing money from her college to become a nurse. They found that out. She was taking money from the cash register. Her parents was paying for her education. She wasn't, and she was stealing. No consequence. No consequence. Robin Givens accused Mike Tyson of grape after he gave her fellatio. Really? I never seen a pleasant grapist before. I've never seen a grapist be want to turn you on. Blamed him for that, and he went to he the one paid the consequence. Then find out she lied. Nothing happened to Robin Givens. I'm taking y'all back a little bit. I'm not saying this to make nobody uncomfortable. I'm saying this because it's a reality check. Men have done more and beyond for women in this society. Period. We have done, and I know men that I can ask on an individual basis. On an individual basis, that have done things for women beyond what they were supposed to, and that woman paid no consequence. As a matter of fact, she asked for more favors. Can you do more for me? Hey, it's my birthday. Can you get my nails painted and toenails painted? I don't even talk to you like that. We're not anymore. But all of a sudden, you can just out of nowhere, you can just do whatever you want to do with your life. And then you know that there's a guy somewhere that can pay up for the lack that you have. So you'll call him back instead of being proactive in your own life to make sure you don't have to ask for any of those things. You should be able to have all the intangibles intact. Just like Big Cal said earlier, a comprehensive man is complete. A comprehensive woman is complete as well. Completing herself and sure of the man that she chooses. And if you are unsure of the man that you choose, then you should not be with him and you shouldn't be in a relationship. And I know that you're unsure because you're going through his phone while he's in the shower. The man can't even go in the shower and have his own privacy of his phone because you're going to go into it to see if he's texting a chick or if he's emailing somebody or if he's liking some pictures and all that kind of stuff on the ground.
Damn.
Now your insecurity, intangible lack, is now on display. And this man coming out the shower answering questions because of your insecurity. He ain't even thinking about another chick. But you are. Yeah, man.
That's a good way to that whole thing about consequence was great, man. Like I had to sit here and think about that. That is facts. Like that's big facts.
Hey, Big Cal is crazy, though.
He said he quit, man.
Cal's on. Hey, Cal's on.
He ain't messing with us no more.
Cal is on. Stay with.
He said he quit.
He said he quit, man. He don't want to be the mod already. He don't want to be the mod no more, dog. He said, I'm leaving, man. He looked at the show. He like, man, I ain't doing this, man. I ain't doing this no more. I ain't doing this. Try
you. That lack of consequences is real because you can't even do that if you try to take on. That's why it's so dangerous to take on the fixing of the intangible lack.
Absolutely,
that's definitely fair because if we try to impose, I mean, you can think of any scenario if you try to impose the what if you like you get with somebody and they're cool, you notice the intangible lack, don't say nothing to say that's all right, but it becomes an issue. Like it's more. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a disease than you think it was.
Right.
And then you try to say something to him about it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And typically, I'm just talking about the man saying something to a woman in the life about it. Like, she would just be like, oh, well, you should have accepted me like this in the beginning and all of this. So, and then the whole situation becomes tilted. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because of that issue. And and she don't have any. And I'm trying to think in that scenario, does she have any consequence? She really doesn't.
Look at what Jada Pinkett Smith is doing.
Like,
look at what Jada Pinkett Smith just did.
That is wild.
Jada Pinkett Smith just did an interview with Hoda from Today, NBC Today, about her book coming up because this is nothing but a book promotion, and is doing it again. Since 2016, Will Smith and I were actually separated. We could live in our lives completely separate from each other. Now, she already went to the red table and spilled all beans. You already done slept with your son's 21-year-old gap of a friend. His friend is the same age as him, and you slept with him, okay? No consequence for that. On the gram with him, going to events with him, no consequence at all. No one is saying that she's wrong for anything that she's doing. She's getting a book promotion. The name of the book is called Worthy. The audacity of this woman to title it Worthy.
Wow.
Worthy. Yeah. And using the fact that she was not even cohesive with Will Smith in the last 7 years. Just to crush him even more and make him look even more dumb for slapping Chris Rock last year, trying to protect her honor. And she said, I don't need him to protect me. I don't need him to protect me. Yes, I got into an entanglement. Will? Yes, he came to us for mental health assistance and all that kind of stuff. He was in a bad place emotionally, and I took that, and it became something else. Really? Now, let me ask you something, Jay. If that was a man who had a 20-year-old girl who was a friend of his daughter's and he slept with her, what kind of consequence would that man be paying? Do you think he'll be able to get in the movies? She was in Madagascar 1, 2, and 3. She was in Girls Trip. This whole 7-year span of her being separated from Will Smith, she was in all other kind of stuff. She got Round Table, Red Table. She got all these things. She was able to accumulate more in all that time span. And even though she did something egregious, like sleep with that young man in a mental state where he was in an emotional state that was not conducive for his health, for him as a human being, she did that, she did him and that. She grammed it. She did all kind of stuff, and nothing happened to her. She got a book deal, and she's getting paid for these interviews, and her books come out in 2 days. And she's able to get interviews. And when she gave the interview that the separation was there, she smiled as if she did something, as if she accomplished something. She has emasculated her husband completely. And Will Smith is a sociopath because he's trying to put circles in squares and squares in circles. He's crazy. He's something wrong with him too. You got two crazies together. And one crazy is like, you know what? I'm going to get evil crazy. Now, this man is trying to defend her honor last year at the Oscars. Slap Chris Rock, a grown man, in the face. You think he would have slapped Mac 10 in the face? Ice Cube? You think he would have smacked The Rock in the face like that? No, he wouldn't have did that. He knew who to do that to. And now she want to talk about Chris Rock. Well, Chris Rock thought we was divorced, and he tried to holler at me, and I told him no, and da. Now you're trying to throw Chris Rock under the bus. You're throwing Will Smith under the bus. Everybody getting this smoke. You giving everybody smoke, and you're doing it in a very Delilah Jezebel type of way. You're trying to mask it with this elegance, but it's really evil. And I see right through you, Jada Pinkett Smith. Yeah. I see right through you because that is egregious. Now here it is. This man, he's egregious with his own self because this man is trying to still connect with the woman that you so-called separated from for 7 years. Y'all haven't had physical contact with each other like that. Y'all haven't lived together. Y'all just been co-parenting for 7 years. Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. She's not your wife no more, bruh. Will Smith, are you crazy? Is something wrong with you? What do you think this is? Yep. And she's able to do this. There is no consequence for Jada. She got a book deal. She got a book deal, Jay, and called it Worthy, my boy.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's the reason why you don't see a lot of women taking accountability for real because it's a lack of consequence in it. Claire Huxtable, who you mentioned, was an example of the femininity that you were talking about. And if there was anything intangibly wrong with her, she did not look to Cliff to fix it. She went back to Cliff and said, baby, it was me. I'm sorry, blah, 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 whatever. And he reciprocated on that show. That was the example of what we had then. The togetherness, the unity. If you have intangible issues that you're lacking in your femininity, Then getting a man to fix that for you is an absolute egregious decision to make, because he cannot do that for you. That is a you thing. That's not a him thing. He said, "Where's the fax machine? I'm starting the fun for y'all."
Is it?
Did you hit that? Harriet Winslow was like that too. Exactly. Those were examples from, and Norman Lear was the producer. He also produced the Jeffersons, and he also produced Good Times. That was an example of, that was the last example of femininity in a so-called modern time at that time, because that was like late 80s, 90s and stuff like that, where the times were starting to get a little bit more modern, and they upgraded or they elevated the black feminine woman in the family. So we had shows that represented that. Now we got other kind of shows. Now we got what was that show? The Millers, or the Modern Family? Modern Family is a total different. Everybody's doing whatever. There is no structure. And so that's the reason why you see a lot of women who don't have the lack of that lack the accountability piece and that consequence, because there is no more examples of it to me.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man.
That's a wrap on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I got you, dog.
That's a wrap on that one.
Yo,
let's go home.
If you enjoyed the show, put a 1 in the chat, man. Put a 1 in the chat if you enjoyed the show. Look, we thank everybody for coming out tonight to the Maleroom show. We appreciate you. We definitely appreciate. We want to shout out my man Rahlo the Don for show. Still, bro, and we doing. I think he put a 1. He said the Maleroom Network put a 1 on it. One of the executives put a 1 in that void. Oh my God. Hey man, if you enjoyed the show, put a 1 in the chat, man. I hope we said something that was good to you, that was good for you. Hey yo, don't be a stranger, become a mail carrier, man. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on IG at the Maleroom Network. Our name has changed. It's no longer Maleroom View anymore. It's at the Maleroom Network. And go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now, man. And also, if you have any content suggestions or anything you want to give us, some videos you want us to react to, trust me, we are going to be getting back to our video reacts, all right? Don't worry. We do have some stuff in the archives that we about to do. Go ahead and email us at the Maleroom313 at yahoo.com. Email us, so that way we all can get the content together. Do not message me. I have to say this almost every week. Don't message me, because I will forget sometimes, okay? And I want your stuff to get noticed by the fellas. So please go ahead and email the Maleroom313 at yahoo.com, man. So, hey, man, you got something you want to say, bro?
Nah, nothing, man. Great show. It was, man. Yeah. I'm glad I made it.
Show, man. Hey, yo, we out, man. But listen, yo, again, we'll be back next week, episode number 4. We're gonna talk about some more stuff, some good stuff. Hey, you stay tuned. All right, mail carriers, assemble.
It's just gonna get any greasier than this.
Exactly. It's gonna get real melanin around this. Yo, shout out to the new mail carriers. We appreciate it. We got some more subscribers, some more viewers. We appreciate you all. We out. Peace.